Imagine you're about to turn 40 and you've been chasing a dream for over a decade. In my case, it was a Hollywood dream. And just when it seemed like it was coming true, pandemic hit and everything just fell apart. That's what happened to me. And what I ended up doing was buying a one-way ticket to Bali and to start over. And didn't know anyone here, never been to this side of the world before. And I just knew that I couldn't turn, or I didn't want to turn 40 in the US with a dead dream and no clear path forward. And so left it all behind to try to find a new life in a new place. And it's been quite a journey. I've been in Bali for 2 years now, and it's a total culture shock, total opposite of the life I had lived growing up in big cities in the US. New York, Philadelphia, and Los Angeles is where I lived my whole 40 years of life. And wasn't from those modern developed cities to come into the jungle, which is Bali. And obviously it's developed, but nevertheless, it's very different from the US. And over the past couple of years, I've started to let go of the dream that I had and all the programming and focus on making money and achieving fame and success as it's defined traditionally in the US, and started to ask myself, how can I live differently? How can I add value to the world in a bigger and more impactful and meaningful way that also makes my life very comfortable, meaning not sacrificing my quality of life to do that, not being a saint or a martyr, but having a more fulfilling life in all the ways. And so if you're feeling stuck or like you need a big change in your life, and I want to go through my journey here and because I'm doing this all in real time. I'm figuring it out in real time. I don't have all the answers, but I'm hoping that you can see me going through it in real time and get some inspiration and some knowledge and wisdom that you can apply in your life. Because it's very easy to see, there's a lot of people on the internet that have achieved this high level of success, and then they're telling you how they did it, but it's like their recreation in hindsight, and you don't actually see them going through it in real time. And so it can be hard to actually apply it to your own life because they left out a lot of it. They only focused on highlights or lowlights or just certain parts, but actually seeing someone go through it can be more impactful. So that's why I'm making this video and these videos. I'm making these videos every day. So let's get going. In my last video, I talked about how I've been pursuing the Hollywood dream of being a writer and director for over a decade and in Los Angeles. And I had just reached a big point. The first movie that got made, that I wrote and directed, it was released on Amazon Prime and Apple TV in 2019. And then that led to me getting a gig to direct a second movie, which was going to be a bigger movie, bigger budget, bigger actors, in 2020. Then, of course, pandemic happened, whole film industry shut down, and I had to reassess my life. And basically, in pursuing this Hollywood dream for so long, I had essentially burned the other boat. Burn the boat. That expression of it's like I think the Spanish conquistador, when they would land on a new land to conquer it, he would tell his men to burn all the boats so there was no way back home. They had to move forward. They had to conquer that island or in that land, wherever they landed. So similarly, I had not had a plan B or not set myself up with any kind of backup career, just working when I need to make money, working different jobs. And so I was basically all in on Hollywood writer-director, and I had to do it or there was no backup. I had burned the boats. And then now in 2020, pandemic shuts everything down. And it was really, getting towards 2021 maybe that I really started to reassess the life. I think during 2020, I was still holding out hope because, like everything that was scheduled to go in 2020, my movie was originally postponed. And originally the pandemic, we didn't know how long it was going to end up being, or some of us didn't. So in other words, anyway, 2021, I would say, is really when I started to be like, okay, I don't think my movie's coming back. I don't think the whole film industry is coming back in the same way. And if you've followed it, it hasn't. But so it was at that point that I'm like, can I unburn the boats? You know what I mean? Can I do it something else now? That the Hollywood thing doesn't look like it's going to happen. And so I started to try to figure out something else to do. I'm living in the U.S., approaching 40, and it's what are you expected to have in your life when you're 40 in the U.S., right? You're expected to have a good career, plenty of money, wife, kids, house, and I didn't have any of these things. And so I was feeling very embarrassed and ashamed of myself and my life. And I was a failure. And I decided I had to get out of there, right? I realized it was not doing me any good to stay there and keep feeling so bad about myself. And so I bought a one-way ticket to Bali. And yeah, and at the time, looking back now, it's been 2 years I've been in Bali. Looking back now, I was running away. In other words, I was saying I was going to start over. That was what I was telling my mind. But yeah, I was running away. Like I just said, I was embarrassed and ashamed to be turning 40 in the U.S. with no wife, kids, house, no successful career. My dream was dead, basically, and decided that, yeah. So I was running away, but I landed in Bali, and I'm not knowing anyone here, never been to this side of the world, but I just knew I needed a new place, a new life. In retrospect, I would say that was the biggest move that I made, or like the most impactful, was just to buy a one-way ticket and go to the other side of the world. And obviously you can understand that from a rational point of view. Like, you can understand why that would be a big move. It literally is a huge move physically, geographically, right? But I don't think you can appreciate the actual impact that it has in an internal sense until you've done it, because I didn't. I could grasp it intellectually that, yeah, living in a totally different country, culture would be different, but it wasn't until I got here that how I could feel so different, how it was so different living in this different culture, different energy, different people, different weather and all that. But like internally, I was not being affected by the same messages and pressure that I was in the US, because over here, they don't have such a narrow view of everything's for money and everything's about competition, right? Everything's about beating other people to make more money, which is where the US capitalist system has become. It's not to say about capitalism as a general sense. It's more specifically where it's gone in the US, which to me is like hyper capitalism at its extreme. And it's not about the people being bad. It's just the system has evolved that way. And anyway, but the point is that here people are not in such competition with each other, not so driven by money, that they're much happier. And that has an impact when you're just around happy people. When I like being in Bali, I'm just around happy people, and that has just a huge impact on me. And people aren't trying to compete with me and cut me down. So that just has an impact right off the bat, right? Now, of course, I still got to work out all my issues. Wherever you go, there you are. I'm still working out my issues. But point is that just that big move into a whole different culture and environment and energy from other people right off the bat has made a huge difference. But so I'm getting here and I'm feeling that difference, right? But I still want to do big things with my life. In other words, I still felt like I wanted to do big things. I just didn't know what they were after letting go of this Hollywood dream. And And so when I got here, or not when I got, but after being here for a little while, getting adjusted and whatnot, and exploring some different things, I found this little improv community here, comedy improv. And it was something I'd done in the US, but it was in the US, I did in Los Angeles, where it was very geared towards being a launching pad into Hollywood. So everyone was there, not everyone, but almost everyone was there to use it as a springboard into an acting career or maybe a writing career in Hollywood. And of course, that led to competitiveness, like I was just talking about. So it was just insanely competitive, political, backstabbing, all that. And that was just a turnoff for me. So I stopped doing it in Los Angeles. And then discovering it here, just a small community where people here are just doing it for fun. And it's people from a bunch of different countries, right? There's a lot of digital nomads and expats living here. So it's people from all different countries, and they're just doing it for fun, right? It's not going to be a springboard to anything here. And there's no chance of making money. So it's all just for the love of the game. And so that had a big impact on me, both just enjoying the improv itself and having fun and creating and using my imagination and my storytelling skills just for a fun way and not towards a career or money destination. But also just had an impact on me of realizing the effect of doing an art or a craft for the sake of it, for the enjoyment of it, for the fulfillment of it, to get better at it just for the sake of getting better at it, not in order to make money or get famous. And so that just had a big impact on me, because we can all understand that kind of thing intellectually, rationally, right? Oh yeah, if you do something for the for the love of the game, that would be enjoyable versus doing it for money. Like, we can understand that concept intellectually, but actually doing it and feeling the difference, that made a huge impact on me, and continues to this day. I'm still doing improv here. And so I'm just connecting with, there's more to life. There's more to life than money. I know that's the most cliched thing you've ever heard, but I'm just telling you about my experience, actually feeling kind of the difference there. And now I'm now looking back at my life, right, this whole pursuing of Hollywood filmmaking, and realizing that I was so narrowly focused that I missed other opportunities that were there in front of me. And a big example is YouTube. I started posting videos on YouTube, I think 2008, 2009, which was very early in YouTube. It had been around for a few years, but it was not what it is now. And in hindsight, I would have just gone all in on YouTube. That would have been the move. Obviously, it's easy to say things in hindsight, but it was something that I could see. I remember at the time, and I wrote stuff about this that I found. I could see that was the future. And so it wasn't, of course, oh, I wish I had bought Bitcoin in 2010 or whatever, but I didn't know about it. But I actually knew about YouTube, and I could actually see that was the future and was a good idea. It was going to get there, but I was still so locked in on the Hollywood dream that I didn't really go for it on YouTube. And in hindsight, I would have done that. I would have made little short films, little videos, little comedy videos. And that was before the days of shorts, so they didn't have to be 20 seconds. Like, I could have made little episodes and a web series, all that. Anyway, point being is I would have done things differently then, but this is the trap, is that I have gotten stuck in, and that a lot of people get stuck in, is they get caught in that, oh, I wish I had done that back then, but it's too late now. It's too late now. I wish I would have got in on YouTube, like I said, 208, 209. I wish I'd gone back then, but now it's too late. Right now, everybody is on YouTube. I can't, and I'm older and can't do it now. And that's the trap. And that's not true. It's a complete fabrication in your mind. It's never too late. And I know that's another cliche thing, but it's not too late. And that's why I'm doing these videos. Look at my channel. Starting a month ago on April 20th, I started recording a video like this of me talking daily, right? So you can look at my channel. I've done one every day. I'm going to continue doing one every day because I'm finally realizing that it is not too late to do YouTube. Because that's what I've been telling myself for years now, for the last, whatever, 5 years or so. It's like, I wish I had started back in 2008, 2009, but it's too late now. I keep saying that every year. And then finally now I'm like, actually, it's not too late. YouTube is not going anywhere. And it's actually more people are watching YouTube. So there's room for more people to make content on YouTube. And the algorithm is actually getting better at helping small creators find an audience versus just like everybody watches, Mr. Beast and the big guys. They're obviously getting bigger also. But the point is, it's not too late. And it's not just about YouTube. It's not too late for anyone to start over. And that's really one of my major drivers in doing these videos and creating this channel and whatever other content I end up creating is I really want to inspire people to not necessarily to start over completely like I did, like not necessarily move all the way across the country, leave everything behind and start completely over. That's if it's right for you. But really, what I really want to do is inspire people to pursue some sort of craft, passion, business that they have in them, that they feel it in them. It's something they feel called to, or something that keeps coming up for them, and they keep wishing they had done it when they were younger and the circumstances were right and all that. They can't do it now, it's too late. I really want to inspire people to do that at any age, whatever age they are. And I think just feeling it for me, like just a small example of doing comedy improv here at age 40 and plus, I'm 42 now, when I had told myself in the US, oh, I wish I had started improv actually right out of college when I was young and just went hard at it. Then it could have been a springboard to Hollywood. So I also had this same thing of it's too late for improv. Like I did it for a couple of years and then I got a little turned off and then I was like, you know what, I'm too old anyway, it's too late. But then rediscovering it here and doing it just for the fun of it and the love of it, oh wow, that's really meaningful to my just general well-being and happiness. Forget about what it means up here in the head. I just feel better because when I'm doing it, and as a result of doing it outside of it, I feel better. And so I really want to get people to do that and experience it, because understanding it in the head doesn't actually give you the experience. So I want to get people actually out there creating projects of some kind, whether it's art, whether it's content, whether it is building something physical, whether it is a business, whether it's a charity project, whatever the case may be, but something that is really in them and something that they're going to create as a new thing. And I want to, inspire as many people as I can to do that. And also, like the other way around, I want to get inspired to do that, like to keep creating my own projects, my creative projects. And I think that what is coming as a result of AI is that AI is going to take a lot of people's jobs, and specifically people that are doing anything that like has step-by-step instructions, like anything that's like, okay, you move this here, you do this then, and then you do that there. Like any kind of job like that, which includes a lot of computer jobs, people that work on computers in all industries, those are going to get replaced by AI, right? Because if you can, anything that can be done by following instructions, you just give the instructions to the AI, it's going to be able to do it, right? A lot of people are going to be out of jobs and they're going to need to actually start over in some way. I want to try to, first of all, get those people started now before they actually lose their job and they're like in trouble with money. But then also to make sure I catch those people and get them started on a creative path, because people are most likely going to go into another job that is going to be replaced by AI. In other words, you, like people do when you lose your job and you look for another job, is use your resume, use your past experience. And so probably there's going to be people that are going to go through a number of jobs and keep getting replaced by AI until they don't. But that's going to take up a lot of time and years and personal anguish. I'm trying to steer people actually into doing something that is creative and that is uniquely them, because that is something that AI can't replace. It's not going to be able to completely replace human creativity and uniqueness because it draws from everybody, right? And it's a machine. So So yeah, so anyway, point is I'm trying to inspire people to start tapping into creativity and creating projects that only they can create, that uniquely represents them, and with the help of AI tools, because AI tools I use them every day. AI tools are going to help increase your output, and both in terms of quantity, because you can do things much faster with AI tools than if you're just doing it with yourself, and also because it will give certain things that you can create on your own, such as videos, right? You could generate videos. If you can do it with AI, that you couldn't necessarily do that. You couldn't make a movie with a cast of 100 people by yourself. You need all those other people. You need the crew, cast, and all the money and all that, and the locations. But you're going to be able to do it with AI. You can already start. And so AI opens up new opportunities for what you can create, and then also how fast and easily you can create it. I'm also trying to incorporate that into my content and into how I can help people, because I use them every day. And if you look at the shorts on this video and on my channel, you can see 20 something shorts I made with AI, just get a taste of some stuff I've been messing around with. But anyway, I'm going to get a lot more into that in future videos, both the, how to use AI, but also how to use creativity, how to become more creative, how to actually execute on creative projects. And I'll be doing the same and keeping you updated on my journey as well. Keep watching the videos. I'm doing these every day. Please leave a comment and let me know what this makes you think about, or how it affects you, or what you got going on that's related. And yeah, and this is all happening in real time. This is not me reaching the mountaintop and then telling you how I did it. Like, I'm just documenting what I'm doing in real time, and hopefully that you can get some benefit from it, and that I can get some benefit from you as well, in the sense of you'll inspire me and by telling me what you're doing, and we'll create some awesome stuff together. All right. Thanks for watching, and tune back in tomorrow for the next video.